welcome back to another What Sold With Me video. This is for the month of January, so we are like already almost halfway through February, but I'm just now getting my January sales like shown to you guys. Sorry for the delay. It has been a crazy month as always. I'm gonna do this week's What Sold With Me video a little bit different. I'm gonna do it from my laptop, me looking at it, and then I will do some screen shares right here for you guys to see exactly what I'm talking about, what the tags look like, and you can see kind of a visual of what I'm talking about. So we're gonna do it that way instead of me doing a voiceover. That just takes so much work and my computer always gives me trouble. So I'm hoping that this is a little bit easier and you guys will get to see my face. So that's cool, right? Maybe. So we're gonna jump into that. January was a really good month for me, and I'm just now realizing that now that I'm looking back over my numbers. So eBay was a really good month. I ended up, my net sales were $4,832. That does not include cost of goods. Keep that in mind. My average sale price per item was $43. So that's really good. I sold 173 items. So yes, that was a good month, good January. My Poshmark sales were also really good. They were the best that they have been in a while, and I do have to thank Prime Lister for that. They are the sponsor of this video. You guys know I have been using them for almost a year now, and I could not run my Poshmark at all without them. They do have the cloud-based technology, so I'm sharing my stuff right now and my computer is off. So that is what is so amazing about Prime Lister. I do not have to be at my laptop doing anything. It is all done on the cloud, magically behind me while I am going throughout my day, being a mom and a reseller. So that is like my favorite thing about Prime Lister. They are a Poshmark automation system, so they share your closet, send out offers, all the things that you normally have to do by yourself. That takes a lot of time and energy. They do it for you. You can click the link in the description of this video. You get a 14-day free trial. No credit card is necessary. And then you do get 30% off your first month by using my code BOLO. So definitely check it out. I couldn't do Poshmark without them. So for Poshmark, I did end up doing $2,352. So that is substantially more than the months prior. And I do have to contribute that to me listing a ton more, cross-listing to Poshmark, and also Prime Lister, of course. So very happy with those numbers. I have been waiting to hit the 2,000 mark on Poshmark for a while. I have not been listing consistently, and that definitely showed. So I'm really happy to see the fruits of my labor are working. So now I'm gonna jump into my sales with you. I'm gonna be sharing everything on my screen here, kind of like a little screen grab. I'm starting with eBay from the lowest to highest sale. I guess I'm doing that the same for Poshmark. So sales will be from lowest to highest per platform, if I can spit it out. I have an $800 sale, you guys. So stay tuned for the end of the eBay sales to see what sold for over $800. It was an epic sale, an epic auction, and I can't wait to show you guys. So stay tuned for that. Okay, let's get into the first sale. Let me get rid of my little sticky notes here. Okay, first up, starting lowest is this wooden roly-poly Christmas tree folk art bell. This was a bins find. This was listed for one day and it sold for $20. So I had no idea that this would do so well, but typing in that wooden roly-poly Christmas tree, that is what really, I think, brought this sale so quickly. So that was a really fun find. It was just a little jingle bell, very cutesy. That was a really cute find. Next is this Build-A-Bear Valentine's Day stuffy. This was an older plush from Build-A-Bear, and some of theirs do really well, so always keep an eye out for the Halloween one. That's on my BOLO list. But this Valentine's Day one, I found it at the perfect time. You know, Valentine's Day is coming up. It sold within like 3 days for $18, or no, it sold for $20, my bad, for $20. And that was a bins find, so about $1 for that. Next is Brandy Melville. I have been dabbling in Brandy Melville again just because it seems to be so popular. I don't know if it was and now it is again, or if it always has been. I don't get a ton for it, but if I find it at the bins, I will be picking it up. This one sold for $25. It took a couple weeks, but this is like their Christie hoodie. It's like a thick knit, very like Carhartt style to me, like just a thick cotton hoodie. So yeah, that one sold for $25. It was a bins pickup, so probably about, it's pretty heavy, so maybe about $4 for that. Next is a Zara maxi dress. I will always pick these up at the bins, you guys. they just consistently sell for me, only the maxi dresses, so keep that in mind. And some of them are blogger faves, so that helps a ton. This one sold for $25 in about a week. It's very cute, very like tropical vibe. I loved this one. That was a bins find, so a couple bucks for that. Next we have a Jellycat. I have been a Jellycat magnet. I don't know what it is, but I am not like arguing with it. The bins, I just like reach in and just find all the Jellycats. I love it so much. I think within the past month, I've found and sold like 10 Jellycats. Yes, and FYI, these are not all of my sales. I just picked the sales that I think would be more beneficial for you guys to learn about and to know, the fun ones. So yeah, keep that in mind. So yeah, this Jellycat is a football Jellycat. It sold for $25. It was just so stinking cute. I loved it so much. This specific football one was very popular and it did have a really good sell-through rate. Some of them don't, and you have to sit on them a little bit, but I feel like most Jellycats sell for me within like a 90-day period. This is a brand, Outdoor Research. I love finding this brand. I feel like the men's do better than the women's, but finding it at the bins, I will pick up anything from this brand. This was just a goose down winter hat, and it did sell for $27.99. It took a couple weeks, and it was a bins find, so about a buck for that. Super lightweight. This was a really pretty like enamel vanity tray. It was so cute. It had little ladybugs on it and it was mirrored. Really pretty. I listed it for I think $39.99 and I accepted an offer of $29.99. So did I price it too low? I don't know, but it sold overnight and I really just am so glad that somebody's gonna use it and have it on their vanity or whatever they use it for. This is another find from the bins. This was a Gucci like passport, or no, it wasn't a passport. I had to do some research on this. So it's a notepad holder. So back in the day, you had this little notepad in your pocket and you would just take it out and write little notes on it. It used to have like a pad of paper and a pen that came with it originally. And this was very used, very well loved. It was kind of falling apart. So that was all noted in the listing, but I still knew that somebody would love it and maybe they could, you know, rescue it. What's that called? A rehab sort of thing. So I hope that's what they did, but it was a very fun finding Gucci at the bins. This is a brand called Beyond Clothing. Never heard of this brand. This was also a bins find, so about a buck. And this had a lot of attention. As soon as I posted it, I had so many lowball offers, so many messages. So this is a BOLO brand for sure. The hats, 30 bucks. The jackets, a lot more. So be on the lookout for this brand, definitely. So yeah, it sold for 30 overnight. Another Jellycat. This was a bins find too. Sold for 30. It was new at tag, and this took, I think, about a week and a half to sell. But so cute. I just am obsessed with Jellycats. I love them. Next is a new to me brand. It's called Rudy's, and it's like a wrestling brand. They do make wrestling shoes. These were more of like a training shoe, and they were a very small men's size. So women 7.5, men 6. I'm guessing maybe a middle schooler or high schooler would maybe wear these, or a woman, I don't know. But yes, these were super cool. Never seen them before, but they did sell for $30 in about a month. I paid $6.99 for these at a regular Goodwill. These are also a regular Goodwill find. I paid $2.99 each. So I paid, what is that, $6 for the two. These were vintage Thumper and his girlfriend little figurines. Very cutesy. I just couldn't leave them behind, basically. But they did sell quickly. I'm really glad. They sold within 2 weeks for $30. Don't sleep on climbing shoes. La Sportiva is a really great brand of climbing shoes that I love to sell. These were a bins find, a couple bucks for these, and they sold within a month for $35. Cozy Earth Bamboo. This is my first time finding this brand, but a great sell-through rate. These had a lot of attention as well, and they were an extra small, so I imagine a larger size would do a little bit better. They sold for $36. Did I say they were a bins find? I did find them at the bins for a couple bucks. Okay, Eileen Fisher. This was just a turtleneck cotton cashmere, really pretty, really good condition. This sold for $37.49 within, I want to say, a month for sure, maybe 2 weeks. It was a pretty fast flip, but this was also a bins find. When I say a bins find, if you're new to reselling, I'm just talking about the Goodwill outlet where I'm paying by the pound for items. So generally things are costing between $1 to $3 depending on their weight. So just keep that in mind when I say a bins find. Usually very low cost of goods, which is what I like to do. Low cost of goods, high sell through rate. That's my goal at the bins. Overland Equipment is the next brand. This is a very good brand with a great sell-through rate. They have a following. People love them. They don't make them anymore. So this is my second bag that I've sold, and they've both sold overnight. This one sold for $38, and this was a Goodwill outlet find, a bins find. Next is a really great, I almost said hunting brand, and I don't know how to pronounce it. It's Kuiu. That is just, I have no idea how to say that. This was a base camp insulated like shirt jacket. And this one actually had a logo on it. So it sold for $38. If it didn't have a business logo, it probably would have went for $50, maybe $60. So great brand. I love finding this brand. And I did find this at the bins. So it was a couple bucks for that. This was a really cool find at the bins. These were just some vintage, like scary pumpkins. I think they were just plastic, but they were so cool. Something I've never seen before. I almost didn't get them because, I mean, it was way past Halloween. But I just decided, what the heck, why not? I'll try it. And they sold within like 5 days for full asking price of $40. So that was a fun one. We're getting up there. We're at $42 now. So we have probably like 10 more items on eBay. This was a bins find as well. This was a new tag Free People, which I don't normally get super excited about Free People, but this one had a very good sell-through rate and it was new tag. So definitely picked it up, and it sold within a week for $42. I did pick up these ties. So I came across a bin that had a lot of ties. I don't normally pick up ties, but in this one it had Vineyard Vines. I did find one Gucci. There were a few other ones. I forgot what they were, but they were nice men's ties. And I lotted these ones up. They were Vineyard Vines, and surprisingly the lots from Vineyard Vines do really well. So this one sold for $45. Some of them can go up to like $60 for a lot of 4. So yeah, definitely a fun find. So don't turn your back on ties, especially finding them at the bins. These were some New Balance Minimus trail running shoes. I love this brand. Every time I find it, it sells super quick for $40 and up. These were in really great condition, and they were a bins find. So yeah, they sold for $45 within a couple days. Next one is a really fun one. I love finding things that you wouldn't necessarily think would be worth any money. That is like my favorite part about reselling. This is one of those things. This was at a regular thrift store I paid $1.50. because everything was half off. It's a Redken thickening lotion. So what I have noticed is that things that have to do with like hair thickening or thin hair or losing your hair, those things are always the ones that you want to scan at the store, because those are typically the ones that I have found to be worth anything, that people, you know, if they're discontinued, people want them still, and this is one of them. So I paid $1.50. It sold within a week for $49. So next is the brand Camper, which they do make shoes. I think that's it. Maybe they make bags. I'm not sure. But they make shoes. Really good brand to be on the lookout for. This is something like an off-brand from them. It's called Camper Lab. I'll show you the tag. It's kind of hard to read. But these were really funky loafers that I found at the bins. They had been like in a picked over bin for who knows how long. And I was like, these are so weird. There has to be something. These have to be worth something. And sure enough, they were. They sold within a month for $55. Next is a brand I really love to pick up. It's Micro Pack. It's usually like a reversible rain jacket. I've sold them a bunch of times. This one sold for $59.99. It took a couple months, but it did sell. I think because it was a smaller size, the larger sizes do better. And the specific style, it has like a ruffly hood for the rain jacket. That one does the best. But this one did sell for $59.99, and it was a bins pickup, so a couple bucks for that. If you hear Hazel out there, she is with her dad, so don't think I am neglecting my child. She's teething as well, so she's just making a lot of noises. Next is this new Dixon flannel. This was a regular Goodwill find, new on the rack, and it was $7.99. New with tag. I couldn't believe it. I love finding this brand. It sells really good for me. And this sold within, I think, a month and a half for $60. I found two that day, and they were both new with tag. I could not believe that they were only $7. It was crazy. Next is a new to me brand. This was a bins find. I paid about $1 for it, and it sold for $63.99. The brand is Mason Hotel, so definitely be on the lookout for this brand. It sold within a couple weeks for that price, so it was a very good flip, and I am logging it into my brain because it's a very good brand. Next is a brand, it's a tactical brand. It's called Bearskin Tactical. Great sell-through rate. This one sold for $69.99, and it was a new to me brand, and I found it at the bins for about $5. I will always look up anything tactical, anything hunting, that sort of thing. I'm always looking it up. People use it for hunting gear in general, but also all the younger people, it's kind of like a style right now, that kind of like tactical, it's not really gorpcore, it's more like hunting gear, like safari gear. I don't know what they call it, but that stuff is selling. So be on the lookout for that. And this brand is really good. Next is a really cute little Coach bag. It's a little piggy, like coin purse. This was very rare. I could not find any other coin purse like this besides one that had sold for like $100, I think. But I had mine up for $69.99, and it did sell within a couple months for that full price. And I did find this at the bin, so it was, you know, less than $2. So that's so cool. Another bins find is a cool Burr jacket. I've sold this jacket multiple times, and I always get around 70 to 100. This one took a couple weeks, and it did sell for 70. So it's kind of like a waxy, heavy coat. So I did it based on the weight. I did pay maybe $5, maybe $10 at the bins, but it did sell for that $70. Next are these little cuties. If you watched my video from the summertime, I had an amazing haul at an estate sale, and I picked up all these little pugs. I did finally sell the last of them. 2 of them sold in January, and I originally picked up 7. They all sold for $50 or more. I paid $10 a piece. It was just a great flip, and I am always forever going to be on the lookout for these little pug figurines. This one sold for $75, so I paid $10 for that one. Lululemon, this is a bodysuit. This was a bins find. It sold for full asking price of $80, $79.99 in I think like 2 weeks. So it was a great flip. Found it at the bins. It was in great condition. Yes. Here's the other Dixon. That's how you pronounce it, right? Dixon. It's not, yeah. Okay. So this is the other new tag Dixon that I found at the regular Goodwill. $7.99, like I said. This took about a month and a half to sell. And here's the other pug. This one sold for $90. It actually sold to the same buyer. She bought one, and then like 3 days later, she bought this one. So I did combine shipping for her, and I just want to see this person's house and meet their little doggies that they have, because I'm sure they have a pug, or they had a pug at some point in their life. And these are just so cute to me. I can't get over it. And the fact that they sold for so much, it really is amazing. So $90 for that one. Oops. Okay, we've got mother jeans. These were a regular Goodwill find for, I think $7.99 I paid for them. They took about a week to sell and they sold for $90. So that is the most I have gotten for mother jeans in a while. I see a lot of resellers selling them for that amount, and for some reason I could never get that amount. But I got it this time, and I think it just happened to be the style. I got the right style, so that was a really fun flip. Next is Carmina. This is a new to me brand, but definitely a men's dress shoe to be on the lookout for. These sold for $100 in a couple weeks. This was from a really good Goodwill outlet find. Like, I went there really early one morning right when they opened. I got men's, you'll see coming up, I got a bunch more men's shoes. One of them sold on Poshmark. These ones sold here for $100. I've sold some other ones for maybe like $40, $50 range, but it was a great day at the bins. I found so many good like men's dress shoes. So yeah, this was one of them, $100. Took about 2 months to sell. Okay, we're almost to the big one. This was, I have one, the next one will be the $800 sale. I can't wait to show you guys. So this is an Arc'teryx. I found this at the bins. I have been waiting to find an Arc'teryx at the bins. I found it before, but it's rare because the t-shirt bros are there for Arc'teryx. I feel like they're just like, they hunt it down and they find it. But this was after they all went through the new bins. I went in and I found this and I was so excited. It sold for $125 in like 3 days. So great find. I was so excited. Okay, and now this next one, this was amazing. I went to a regular thrift store. They were having a half off sale and I found this dress, you guys. It's beautiful. I've never heard of this brand, but Hawaiian dresses, vintage Hawaiian dresses do very, very well. So I happened to look up this tag, or I looked up the brand, and the last one that sold for $800 of the same dress, just in a different color. So immediately I was like, okay, you're going in the cart. Let's go in the cart. I paid $6.50 for this. So cool. This brand, Alan Akina, is very rare. This print is very rare. So it was just a double whammy, and I put it up for auction starting at 99 cents and it got to $829. It was amazing. So stinking cool. It shipped to Hawaii. I already got positive feedback and I'm just so happy I found this dress. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to Poshmark. First up is this aloe hat. Aloe hats apparently have a really good sell-through rate. I had no idea. I feel like aloe, even anything newer that's aloe is gonna sell really great. This one sold for $22. It was a bins find and it took like maybe 5 days to sell. So that was really great. These are from lowest to highest as well, FYI. Next up is this vintage 90s Disney like Winnie the Pooh baby set. This sold for $30 within like a day. So anything vintage Disney 90s does really well. You guys saw previously that I sold like a Lion King shirt for $50. It took like 10 minutes to sell. I probably underpriced it, or somebody was just specifically looking for that one, but vintage Disney kids clothes does really well. These were from the bins, so maybe $1. Next is Evelyn Bobby. This is a great bra brand to be on the lookout for. A really good sell-through rate. Sells for like usually in that $30 range. So if you can find it low enough at a regular Goodwill, I would pick it up. But I do find them at the bins, which is nice. So this one sold for $32. It took about 2 weeks for that one to sell. Next is Marimekko. This was also a bins find. It sold for $35. This took a couple months to sell, but that's fine. I love finding Marimekko. Next is a Dooney & Bourke. This is a really pretty like shoulder bag. I found this at the estate sale that I found those pugs at in the summer. I think I paid $5 or $10 for this. I was expecting to get in the $50 range, but it did sell for $36. It took, what, like 6 months to sell. Okay, next up are these XCVI super like wide leg flare pants. These were so cool, very like on trend, very stylish. They sold for $37 and they were a bins find. I love finding this brand. It's usually kind of like a linen material, very like sustainable, hippy dippy, art to wear sort of thing. I always pick it up when I find it at the bins. It's probably the only place I will pick it up, but I find quite a bit of it there, and it does usually sell in that $20–$40 range, so definitely a good brand. Next is a Y2K Abercrombie & Fitch hoodie. This is my first time like dabbling in the Y2K Abercrombie realm, but it did sell. It sold for $37. It was a bins find. It was very heavy, so I probably paid $4 for it, but this was kind of just like a trial and error to see if it actually would sell. Kaylee picks up a lot of these on her channel. She kind of inspired me to do so. So I'm here to say that it did sell, and I will continue to look for it at the bins. Next is a Disney Winnie the Pooh super cute like embroidered cardigan. This was a regular bins find. I paid I think $6.99 for it, and it did sell for $40 within a couple weeks. I did get a lot of low offers on this. I honestly priced it really high, but I wanted to just because it was so cute and I did pay up for it. So I wanted to make sure I at least got 40, and it did end up selling for that price. So that was good. Next is a Lululemon Define jacket. This was a newer style and colorway. It was kind of like a cream colorway. I normally do not get $50 for Lululemon, so I was very surprised that this sold for that amount, and it was a bins find. But yeah, it sold within a week for $50. Next is a little vintage Coach like keychain wallet. This was at the bottom of a bin, like a hard goods bin. So I was digging around and I found this, and it was kind of beat up, honestly. It had a lot of scratches, but I priced it at $40 and it sold overnight for that price. Maybe I priced too low, but it's fine. It needed some love, and I'm just glad that I got $40 for it because I probably paid $1. This was another surprising sale. These were a pair of Madewell like booties. Madewell does not sell for me anymore, especially their shoes. I will sit on a pair of Madewell boots for years before anybody even offers me $15. So I did want to pick these up though because they were new, like a newer style, and they were basically brand new. They hadn't been worn, and this like front zip suede was apparently like a good find, and it was selling. So I gave it a shot, and they did sell within a week for $40. So that was great. They were a bins find. I feel like I've been saying that a million times. The majority of my items are from the bins, FYI. Next up are these Lululemon Dance Studio jogger pants. These were not a bins find. These were a regular Goodwill. I think I paid $6.99, and they sold within a week for $45. So that was nice. Next is a really cool like gothic dress. It's Eternal NYC. I don't know if this is a Hot Topic brand. I don't know if this was a costume or actually just clothing that someone would wear, but it was a really pretty like maxi dress. I found this at a yard sale. I think I paid $5 for it in the summertime. So it has been sitting for a while. I had it listed super high, I think at like 80, and I dropped the price, and somebody finally bought it for $54. So not too shabby. Next is a bins find. This is a Tory Burch kind of leather, what is this? A shoulder bag. This was in really good condition, and it did sell for $60. There were a few like marks to the inside lining, but overall it was really good. And that's very rare when you're at the bins. I have been trying to be so much more picky with the purses that I pick up because some of them are so nasty, and I like tell myself, oh, I'll get home and I'll clean the inside and it'll be fine and yada yada. And then I get home and I'm like, even if I clean this, I would not want this as my purse. So that is kind of like my mindset when buying purses now is, would I want this? Would I use this? Even if I cleaned it up, but you know, that's kind of what I'm going off of. And this one was very clean, so it was a keeper. And it sold within 2 weeks for the $60. Next is a new to me brand. Well, not really new, but this is Billionaire Boys. It's Ice Cream Club. I think that's what it is. Ice cream something. But it's apparently by Pharrell Williams. Good sell-through rate, kind of like a streetwear, and it did sell for $60 within like 3 weeks. So that was a good bins find. Be on the lookout for that one. This was a super cute somersault rifle paper bathing suit. It was a one piece, great size 14. This sold for $65. Great sell-through rate for this brand. I mean, maybe not sell-through rate, but with the somersault and rifle paper collab, those ones were doing really well. So definitely be on the lookout for that. If you do find any somersault bathing suits, definitely run your comps and make sure you're getting them, you know, at the price you want to be able to flip, because some of them don't sell super quickly or for a ton. Next are these Vuori. Had a bundle. So I found 3 Nuitag Vuori at the bins. I almost died and went to heaven. One of my favorite brands to find, hands down. They were tucked in the back corner of a bin that had been picked over like by so many hands. And I flipped over one item, and there in the corner were 3 Nuitag Vuoris. This was a bundle for $68. So they got 2 of them for $68. Yeah, they were just like a ribbed women's kind of like crop t-shirt. Very cool. Next are these Fry like suede leather knee-high boots. These were a bins find, maybe about $5 for these. They sold for $72 within, I think, a month. So that was a great find. Almost said Fry. That was a great Fry. Next is a Patagonia vintage cinchilla. This was a super rare print, and I had it priced up so high. So I had it priced up to, I think, like $230, and I finally dropped the price down to like $150, and someone offered $100, and after like 3 months of having it, I said yes, $100 is good. So I'm very happy that that sold. I did pay, I think I paid $10 at a regular Goodwill for this one. Oh, and the bottom part of that sweater, the stretchy like elastic, somebody took it off, so it was just a straight sweater, which normally with the cinchilla it has kind of the elastic at the waist, so it had a flaw but it still sold for $100, so that was really great. Okay, next up we're getting to my last 2 sales. So these are the top 2 sales for January on Poshmark. So they're both really good. Next is another Arc'teryx. I found 2 back-to-back Arc'teryx at the bins a week apart. I was like, yes, keep it coming, please, more, please. This one sold overnight for $102. It was a women's just jacket, and amazing, just so amazing. One of my favorite brands to find, also, hands down. Okay, lastly on Poshmark, we have a pair of men's Gucci dress shoes. These are from that men's dress shoe haul that I got at the Goodwill outlet. I was literally looking through the shoes, all these dress shoes, and I was like, wouldn't it be so cool if there were a pair of Gucci men's shoes in here? And sure enough, the next shoe that I picked up to look at was a pair of Gucci, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, thank you, universe. Thank you, thrift gods, for delivering Gucci at 8 a.m. at the Goodwill outlet. It was amazing. They sold within, I think, a week for $190. So that was a super, super good flip. Very, very good day at the bins that day. So that is gonna do it for my what sold this January video. I hope you guys enjoyed this new kind of format with showing the screenshots on the screen. I hope that was like a little bit more easy to follow. I feel like it will be, but let me know what you think. I appreciate you guys. Another thank you to Prime Lister for sponsoring this video. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. It would mean the world to me. I will see you guys on the next video. I hope you have a great day. Bye.